Hi there. This is a video for all the watchmen and the bride of Christ who are watching for Jesus' soon return. Um, very possibly, say very possibly, there's actually something very exciting found in the book of Numbers in chapter 7 that may confirm the soon rapture of the bride of Christ. And what it is if we go to number 7, you'll see Moses is consecrating he's consecrated the tabernacle. Sorry, he's set up the tabernacle, and he is consecrating the altar. And the the chiefs of Israel then, or the heads of Israel, then come forward and they bring their offerings to God. And it's the code is kind of built into this procession or this line. So I'm not really going to go into scripture so much as show you how I kind of extracted the data, and what that can actually mean. And so if we look at this, we'll start in Numbers 12. We see Nahshon, son of Amminadab of the tribe of Judah, and we see what he brings, and this is his offerings here. So he brings a burnt offering and a grain offering, also a sin offering, and I think there's a peace offering in there as well. There is too. Um, and this procession gets repeated for each one of the tribes, and they bring exactly the same thing. But what was interesting is obviously the son, and the father and the tribe. Um, if you take that and put that onto something that you can use, let me just get there. Um, it kind of creates this sort of table. I'm just going to hide this up a little bit. It creates a table where there is Nahshon. There we go. That's our verse. You see the procession order. You see numbers there. Interestingly enough, there's a 6 day. Well, there's six skips to there. So 12 to 18 is 6, 6, 6, 6, and obviously. So if you add 1 day, and this goes on for the 12 of them, so add a Sabbath day onto that, and yeah, you've got a possible, looking at the Sabbath there or a weekday. So that's the first connection into of this table. The next thing I did was take the names of each of the Hebrews or the Israelites, and convert their Hebrew name and translate that into English. And this is what I ended up with, is basically a legend of 3 columns, of the son, the father, and the tribe that they belong to. Now, I did a little bit of research and you know put the put a constellation to a tribe. Um, Not entirely convinced of this order. I could be very wrong. So you know, don't bash me too much in the comments. But if you have an objection, please let it be known. We're all here to share and to learn. And I'd rather be called out on any irregularities, if you like. So let's go to my calendar. So this is basically my watching calendar, and what I did is, in this column I have the date, and I started the new year, Sun in Aries, and this is off the back of Dr. Barry Orr's teaching. I'm sure most of the watchmen in the community know who he is. Um, and I then took this column here, and this 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 column relates to where the sun, which constellation the sun is in, and this one relates to which one the moon is actually in. And I've given them on the phases, and then of course the full moon. Now the full moon, to me, it just seemed to make more sense to put a waning phase and a waxing phase, um, just simply because we there's only one precise point on the moon, and it was also more information. There was possibly there was more going on, so I didn't want to miss that. Um, what that then created was a legend to extrapolate data into three separate columns. And this is obviously how it worked. So anything from the sun column would end up in column one, anything from the moon column or lunar column would end up in this one here. And you can see we kind of get these very short sort of sentence structure, declarations, if you will, and that's what we get. In a situation where we would get two constellations or two positionings in the same constellation, it just made sense to then move that on over and to look at the tribes and what they mean. So, of course, Judah is thanks and praise. I won't go through all of them, but and then that's how I extracted that out into this. But the results are quite interesting. And there's some good connections here. Only two real ones that I've kind of managed to sort of to confirm, and that's this one here. So on the 10th of June we had that annular solar eclipse, and we also had the coalition government formed in Israel. That was with the three parties. And I've gone blank. Of course, I can't remember them now. So, again, took the data. It didn't end up in these two columns, but we found this one here. Now, the coalition government, we all know, is a government where it's formed from a religious, a right wing, a left wing, and it's an Islamic party. Quite possibly, God is saying like, hey, this is going to cause me to forget, that I'm. So again, I'm not calling it absolutely verbatim, just whoopsie. But there is something interesting about that line. What kind of catches my attention is this 9th of Av one. So on the 9th of Av, and interesting enough, this is not even on a full moon or anything, but we can consider this really as a Moedim. It's definitely down in, I'm sure it's down in God's calendar. But it says, if you put the data in the columns, it says, extrapolate to this sentence saying foretells or points to trouble. Very interesting. Big. Was that a fluke or a coincidence of some sort? Well, it's a pretty good coincidence. I haven't worked out the probability factor, but that really is. So, there's just a bit of fun at the moment. I'm not looking at this as like we have the Holy Spirit, and I think that's more important, is to have our relationship with God and to be drawn, and be drawn to Him, and and have Him put things on our heart, But it would be amazing if, as Genesis 1:14 says, that God has created, the lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And to let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And this is kind of what this is what I'm kind of alluding to here through this calendar. So let me show you some more stuff here. The Passover, that's pretty cool. Recompense of God, people of glory and renown. Now, I actually looked up the recompense. Recompense is it's kind of a balance of judgment of God, and I really I like that term a lot better than judgment of God, because that doesn't speak to God's nature. Yes, God judges, but He also sets free. So this really is the structuring of the whole thing is quite pretty cool. And of course we have recompense of God, and that does people of glory, renown. So we all know what the Passover is about. We can kind of tie that in. That's not what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you was this passing here, so this is all future stuff here. This is all coming up. We've got a new moon and a sliver on the 7th and the 8th of August. And, is this God saying like his reward will come? Is he telling us, don't worry, it's going to happen? Then foretells the trouble. But then on this date here, on the 21st and the 22nd of August, he foretells the cloud and then foretells a field of light. I get pretty excited about this. To me, that's kind of like code for rapture. I mean, why not? I'll take anything at the moment. But this is, and then of course the next one is thanks and praise. So, we're up there giving God, Jesus all the praise and all the glory and everything like that. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like how the this kind of follows this. Is this our rapture date? Is this what we're going to, can we allude to that? I'm not sure. Again, if you like to look for dates, this is just a bit of encouragement. If you're tired of it, just keep with God, and we're gonna go home real soon, family, real soon. Another interesting one is the Feast of Trumpets. This kind of spat out. We got this data here, and we end up with a Virgo and Virgo, which ends up saying Prince, and the same thing for the Day of Atonement. Again, make of it what you will. I can allude to a lot of things on here, but is God defining the times and the seasons? Is this how he's been doing it? And is this the legend? Every code, every map has to have some sort of reference point to it. So is this it? Right. So basically, yeah. I found that really interesting. I hope that encourages somebody. I will link this. If anybody has any comments, please. Constructive criticism, absolutely welcome. We're not, I'm not claiming this as the be all and end all. I've just kind of fallen on this myself. So, I'm still trying to work out all the fine points and the finer details. Obviously, the next stop for here is to go and have a look and see what we can get at the crucifixion of Jesus. So, keep you posted on that one. That'd be very interesting. All right, family. Keep watching. Keep being blessed, and we'll see you all up there real soon.